Welcome to the Rebel to Succeed podcast. It's your boy Ink, Anthony Williams, the founder of rebeltosucceed.com. The purpose of this podcast is to share tips, advice, and strategies to help you improve in all areas of your life. My mission is to make a positive difference in your life to help you live your best life. Now let's get it. What up, good people? It's your boy Ant from Rebel to Succeed coming at you with another podcast episode. In this episode, I just wanted to briefly talk about focusing on your one thing. I think I mentioned this before in one of my episodes about the power of focusing on one thing. I know I talked about before, just focusing on, or just basically tightening up your focus on whatever goals you have, to kind of basically zero in your energy and zero in your focus to help simplify things in your life and to help you reach your goals a bit faster. I know I've talked about this so much in my content, but sometimes, I may, repeat myself and I may say things 3 or 4 times, but I truly believe that repetition is powerful. You can learn things a bit better when you, repeat yourself, do it over and over again and hear it over and over again, read it over and over again. You know what I mean? So repetition is best. That's how I learn, and I feel like that's how most people learn best. You just got to continue to do it over and over again. But yeah, I want to focus on or talk about focusing on your one thing, and maybe mingling in with what you're passionate about, because right now in my life I'm kind of in this phase where I'm kind of like cutting out all of the things that really don't serve me. I know I think I said this in one of my previous episodes before as well, but I'm cutting out all of the things that really don't serve me, that don't really make me that basically just don't give me that don't do anything for me, that don't do anything for my success, that don't do anything as far as my happiness. Just cut those things out and just focus on the important things. So I feel like it's very important to just cut off, like if you have a piece of meat, the most important part of the meat is the meat. You really don't want the fat. You know what I mean? So I call it just cutting off the fat and focusing on the things that the substance, the things that really matter. And I'm kind of, like I said again, I'm kind of in this phase in my life where I'm just focusing, man. I'm just everything that I do, I start to just focus. So I know that I mentioned to you guys before that I have an issue with dabbling in too many things. I got my hat in too many different rings, and I'm going to encourage you guys to not do that, because again, it kind of burns you out. You know what I mean? When you try to do too many things at once, you get burnt out, and you end up like me, burnt out. You know what I mean? So, and then you got to go back over some things and figure out what's not important, and then cut it off. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like you end up wasting energy. You really do, because if you dabble in too many different things, you got to put energy into creating that thing. And when it just could have just went into one thing, your main thing, your one thing. So I know I mentioned this before, but again, I read this book called The One Thing. I think it's by Gary Keller, I believe his name is. Um, and they just talk about success in a different way, as far as you zeroing in on your one thing, the one thing that matters the most, that's going to get you to success, the fastest, the quickest. And they portray in the book, or they talk about how, if you look at the most successful people in the world, they all have just one thing that they focus on, and they were good at, and then ultimately, that brought in different other types of success. So, yeah, man, it's just one thing. So I try to, even though it hurts, you know what I mean, and that's why I'm telling you guys, and I'm trying to share advice to you guys about just focusing on your one thing from the beginning, because even though it hurts, I've started some things, and I gotta cut it out, man. I gotta cut it off. You know what I mean? I want to focus on what I'm passionate about, what I feel like I'm good at, and it feels like you're cutting off wasted energy, and it is, but you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? You got to simplify your life. That's a theme that I want to preach to you guys, is to simplify your life, make everything just stupid simple. Keep it simple, stupid, and you don't have to make things complicated. You don't have to be doing all of these different things. Just keep it simple and allow yourself to stay consistent, and eventually you'll get to your destination. Um, so I like to talk about consistency, because this is one book called um, what is it called? The Compound Effect. I forgot the author's name, but he's a good guy. I think his name is Darren something. I think he's the CEO or the editor or something for Success Magazine. You guys can look him up. But um, so combined with the one thing, focusing on one thing can help get you to your success a bit faster. Then when you take the compound effect, which focuses on just staying consistent, and through that consistency of you focusing on your one thing, it's kind of like a double whammy, and that's what I'm trying to focus on. You know what I mean? And I want you guys to do the same thing as well. Um, so I'm kind of thinking about switching some things up, as far as how I do things. I want to just focus on one theme, rather than all of these different other things that I focus on. And like I said, you get burnt out, because if I have just one thing that I'm focusing on, then it kind of makes life a bit easier. It kind of make planning a bit easier. It kind of makes I feel like it makes it a bit easier for you guys, for the listeners as well, if I just have one thing that I focus on, that I share information about, and just keep it stupid simple. You know what I mean? And one thing I want to stress to you guys, I've talked about this before as well. I like to repeat myself, because again, it's very important that you guys hear things over and over. But man, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, so that's what it was. So it's okay. I'll start with this. The most important thing that you want to have in your life is purpose. You want to have a goal. You want to have something that you're working towards, right? Now, I wouldn't recommend that you guys keep switching goals. You know what I mean? You should always have this main thing that you're trying to achieve, right? That gives you drive, that gives you purpose. But and then, okay, so you have your goal, and then what you want to do after that goal is you want to set up some plans. Now, the goal doesn't change, but the plan may vary. And it's okay for the plan to change. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah, it's okay for plans to change. I kind of think of it as the simplest way that I can put it for you guys is um, if you think of you driving in a car. So before you hop in the car, you have a destination that you want to go to. You have a place you want to reach. That could be the store, that could be the supermarket, that could be the gym, that could be work. It could be anywhere, but you have in your mind before you get in the car, or it could be the bus or whatever, however whatever form of transportation that you choose, you always have a destination in mind, right? So I like to use car because that's what I use. I drive around in a car a lot, so. But you have a place that you want to go to. You have a destination, right? That's your goal. Um, but so you may have, let's say you're going to work, you may have um a certain route planned out to get to work. You may take this route every day to get to work, day in, day out, same route. But sometimes you may run into construction. They may be doing construction on the road. You may have to take a detour. You may have to change up your route. You may have to change up your plan just to get to that single destination, which is your job, right? So that's why I like to stress to you guys that sometimes plans change. The goal stays the same. So that's why I really don't feel like I don't feel like it's a bad thing for you to switch up your plans a little bit. As long as your goal stays the same, and you still, you're steadfast moving towards your destination, your goal, you may have to just find a different route. You may have to take some different streets to get to work. You may have to, turn around and go a different way. You know what I mean? So it's all good, but at the end of the day, as long as you make it to work, I mean, it's fine, right? As long as you make it to your destination, it's fine. That doesn't matter. The plans doesn't matter. You know what I mean? As long as you make it to your destination. So, um, I'm always, um, I'm always looking at better ways for me to, to make my success a bit more efficient as far as me making it to my destination, aka my goal. And I encourage you guys to do the same thing. Don't feel bad about switching up your plans. Don't feel bad about, changing things up a little bit. You know what I mean? It's okay. So that's why, you know, I don't really feel, I don't feel any type of way about switching up my goals. So, I'm kind of planning on switching up some things as far as the podcast. I want to focus on one main thing. It's going to make life a bit easier for me. And I feel like I'm going to go in the direction of just focusing on, what I love. I always listen to a lot of motivational stuff. It's what keeps me going. I feel passionate. And I feel like in a way, a lot of the talks that I have with you guys is kind of motivational as well. I'm a very motivational guy, and that's just who I am. I've always been that way ever since the military. I was always a motivational guy. They had this thing where you do PT and you had to sing like cadence, and when you was marching, you got to sing like the cadence. It's all kind of like wrapped around motivation and stuff like that. So I've always been at a young age. I've always been like somebody who wanted to inspire and motivate people. So I feel like that's probably the direction that I'm probably going to go for this podcast. Is just keep it very inspirational and motivational. Yeah, just keep it inspirational and motivational, and try to share success tips and things that that's going to spark something in you guys. You know what I mean? Like uh, like all basically like all of the motivational speakers do. You know what I mean? They share certain things, and that's what I'll do. I'll share. I'll maybe share some clips from some of the stuff that I listen to on a daily basis. I'm still sharing things that I listen to that that help me in my life. You know what I mean? So I listen to a lot of motivational speakers. A lot of motivational speakers. A lot of motivational videos. And it's just to keep pushing me forward towards my goal, because even though I'm a motivator, sometimes I need motivation as well. I need that spark to keep going. Because it can get rough sometimes. Even though if you have a strong why it still gets rough. So motivation, having that motivation or that reminder of what you're doing this for is good. So I think that's the route that I'm going to take. I feel like that's what I'm most passionate about, and I feel like when you focus on what you're most passionate about and you do what comes natural to you, then ultimately that will make things a bit easier for you in your life, and you'll end up reaching success, and not even really realizing that you even reached it, because you're just doing what you love. You're just doing what you do on a natural, on a regular. You know what I mean? And motivation is just my thing, man. It's just my thing. So um, yeah, I just wanted to give you guys kind of like a I guess like a heads up on what I was thinking about doing as far as the content that I'm going to be putting out here pretty soon. I might, things are going to be switched up a little bit. It's going to be a bit more focused, you know what I mean? So if you guys notice, I focused in on the time. I just been, just cutting off the fat, man. So I focused on a set day that I want to upload. Hopefully, I can upload a bit more in the future. You know what I mean? Instead of putting out content once a week, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, or maybe every weekday or every day or something like that. But if you notice, so I switched up the times, instead of me being sporadic about my upload times and what times that I put out my content. Now, I focused in on a set time. You know. And so now what I'm focusing on is, what type of content am I putting out for you guys? You know what I mean? What type of value do I want to give you guys? What do I want to focus on to make this a bit, easier for both of us? So we're not all over the place. You know what I mean? Some people may not like all of the content that I put out. I may talk about something that is that's not really interested in them. You know what I mean? And that's how I am. Like I go and follow certain people that talk about certain things. So I realize that that's something that I probably need to implement in my own brand. Rebel to succeed. You know what I mean? Reach everyone by exercising love. Um, yeah, I'm so passionate about rebel to succeed. So yeah, the plan here from here on out is just to focus on inspiring and motivating you guys to reach success in life. You know what I mean? Inspire you and motivate you to reach success. So that's what I like to do. That's the type of content I like to put out, and that's what you guys should be expecting to receive here. Pretty soon. Switch some things up and motivate you guys. Motivate you guys. So I like to listen. I like to look at or read like a lot of quotes. I like to read a lot of quotes on Instagram and things of that nature. If you guys go on my social media, that's all I do. I'm very heavy into quotes. I'm also very heavy into I'm also very heavy into Yes, if you guys go and you follow me on my social media, you guys know that I'm very heavy into quotes, and I'm also very heavy into like motivational or like videos. So you guys may not know that about me, but I'm a very I like watching or listening to motivational videos and stuff like that. So I feel like I'm gonna start sharing some of the things that I listen to on the regular, on the daily. You know, when I'm riding around in my car, and just share some things that uplift you guys, and just do it that way. But yeah, again, I want to stress to you guys like it's a lot of changes going on in some of the things that I'm doing. A lot of changes, a lot of switching up I'm doing, and then I'm ultimately just staring or focusing my course, narrowing, just narrowing my sight, on what I'm trying to achieve. So, and ultimately, what I want to achieve is just to, reach everyone by exercising love, doing that through, motivating and inspiring you guys to be able to, reach whatever goals you're trying to reach. You know what I mean? So that's the goal. If I can touch one person with my content, I'm happy. You know what I mean? It's not about money. Um, it's not about being rich. It's not about being famous. I don't need none of that stuff. I'm happy with my family, my kids, my wife, and I'm a giving person, so I give. I just want to give. I want to say that I'm always thinking ahead. I'm like, again, I think I said this before. I'm always thinking ahead, and I want to have some type of positive legacy that I could leave for you guys. And so that's why I, created this whole platform and this whole, brand, R2S, Rebel to Succeed. So, yeah, man, hopefully you guys continue to rock with me. You know what I mean? Continue to rock with your boy Ant. And I'm going to keep putting out the best content, keep sharing the things that, that help me in my life. So that's going to be just, motivation and inspiring things. That's from here on out is going to be just things that inspire and motivate me. And I'll share it with you guys. So, yeah. So, hopefully you guys understand where I'm going with this thing now. I like to update you guys on what's going on. Hopefully you guys continue to keep rocking with me. And if you guys found value in this episode, don't be afraid to subscribe. Don't be afraid to leave a review. Hit the star on iTunes or whatever you're listening to. Just leave some positive feedback. If you want to leave negative feedback, please let me know what I can do to improve. If you do leave negative feedback, because I'm all about improvement. And yeah, also follow me on all social media at Rebel to Succeed. And last but not least, make sure you go out and you make somebody smile today, because that's what this whole thing is about, is to, share love. You know what I mean? Spread love and, be a positive force in somebody else's life. So, again, yeah, it's your boy Ant from Rebel to Succeed, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. I want to thank you for joining me today and listening to this podcast. If you found this episode helpful or valuable in any way, then I encourage you to leave an honest review and subscribe to the Rebel to Succeed podcast for future episodes. To receive more content and value, make sure to visit the Rebel to Succeed website at www.rebeltosucceed.com. And finally, always remember that to succeed in life, you have to reach everyone by exercising love. So make sure to show somebody some love today. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you next time.